Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. First and foremost, I would like to thank the conference organizers for inviting me today. Let me begin by briefly introducing myself and my team. I am Mastura Muhammad and I'm representing my team members, Puan Sharifah Nurhuda Said Wahid and Puan Hazlin binti Hassan. This presentation is divided into 5 parts, which are the following: introduction, literature review, methodology, findings and discussions, and conclusion. Now that you are aware of the presentation outline, let's begin with the introduction part. Presenteeism refers to the lost productivity that occurs when employees are not fully functioning in the workplace because of an illness, injury, or other conditions. As for the problem statement, a survey conducted by AIA Malaysia found that an organization lost a total of 73.1% days per employees caused by employees who come to work despite of being sick, costing each organization RM 2.27 million per year. Productivity development is critical for the country to keep on track towards its objective of becoming a developed nation. Therefore, in relation to the above situation, the researchers found it interesting to investigate the effects of supervisor support on presenteeism among the government employees, as previous research has shown mixed findings on the notion that supervisor support is crucial in motivating and inspiring employees. Now, I would like to move on to the next part of presentation, which looks at the literature review. Social support refers to the help that a worker can get from his or her supervisor, co-workers, family, and friends. Other than that, a supervisor is someone who can deal with employees' grievances and help them receive the resources that they need to meet the organization's objectives. Besides that, previous study also stated that an employer could create an environment that supports employee-friendly strategies that will discourage unnecessary absence and decrease presenteeism. The establishment of organizational policies is important in an organization, but the content, like encouraging the employees to stay at home while they are sick, is an essential step in the process to decrease presenteeism. These assertions were linked to the social information processing theory proposed by Joseph Walter in 1992 and the social exchange theory proposed by American sociologist George C. Homans in 1958, both of which emphasized the importance of supervisor supports on employee performance. As a result of the foregoing arguments, it is possible to conclude that supervisor support has a substantial influence on issues of presenteeism among employees in an organization. So that's the context of supervisor support. Now I'd like to move on to the next part of presentation, which looks at the literature review of presenteeism. Presenteeism happens when an employee insists on going to work despite being unhealthy, physiologically or physically, and it occurs when the employees are functionally absent despite of turning up to the office on time. Even though absenteeism has been known to directly affect organizational performance due to the productivity loss, recent research findings suggested that the cost of presenteeism exceeds the cost of absenteeism. In this study, there are 2 dimensions under presenteeism, which are personal factors and organizational policies. Personal factors are related to financial problems faced by the employees, and it was identified that employees still come to the office despite being unwell since they really needed the money. Personal factors are also related to the attitude of an employee known as individual boundarylessness, which refers to the difficulty in saying no that leads to presenteeism. While organizational policies refer to the rules, regulations, and policies on matters pertaining to employees, conduct, and performance commonly existed in organizations to guide the employees in doing their work and assist the organizations to operate smoothly. As confirmed in the previous research, presenteeism did not only affect certain employees, but it was infectious, and the problem increased since employees were subject to a fixed system where they were required to attend an interview if they were to take sick leaves too frequently. Now that you are aware of the literature review of this study, let's proceed with the methodology. The sampling frame for this study was obtained from the Human Resource Department of the 4 selected government sectors in Putrajaya. The samples have been selected using stratified sampling technique. The total number of respondents is 108. The instrument used in this study was developed and adapted from previous studies by Linweber, Westerlund, Hagbert, Swedberg, Lukola, and Alexanderson 2011, and Aronson and Gustafsson 2005. The instrument was divided into Section A, Demographic Background, Section B, Supervisor Support, and Section C, Presenteeism. The items of Section C are based on conclusions from previous studies. A 5-point interval scale ranging from 1 strongly disagree to 5 strongly agree format was used for Part B and C. The instrument was pre-tested on selected respondents, and the Cronbach alpha value from reliability analysis, supervisor support is equal to 0.764, personal factors is equal to 0.717, and organizational policies is equal to 0.760, shows all the variables of interest exceeded the minimum acceptance level of 0.7. Therefore, the instrument is valid and reliable to be used for real study. The objective of the study was to test the claim which stated that supervisor support has a significant effect on presenteeism of government employees. Therefore, the data was analyzed using IBM SPSS Almos 24 software, which included the frequency analysis, descriptive statistics, and regression analysis. Next, I would like to direct your attentions to the bar chart as you can see on the screen. In total, 32 males that comprise of 29.6% and 76 females that comprise of 70 and 4% each, more than 18 years old, were involved in this study, and majority of 89 that comprised of 82.4% had been working for at most 15 years in their current departments. So that's the context of findings and discussions for demographic profile. Now I would like to move on to the next findings, which looks at the frequency of the respondents according to their medical leave status and the normality result. As you can see, the diagram shows the frequency of the respondents according to their medical leave status for the previous 12 months. By looking at the result obtained, 46 that comprise of 42.60% of the respondents took the medical leave at least twice due to their health status. The result reveals that the respondents face health problems that surely needed the attentions and support from the supervisor as well as the organization. Therefore, this study focused on the issues related to the supervisor support and the presenteeism status among the staff, which was measured by the dimensions of personal factors and organizational policies. In this section, the table shows the descriptive analysis for each of the variables of interest, whereby it was found that personal factors become a more aggravating factor among government employees compared to organizational policies, as both are classified as the dimensions of presenteeism of the government employees in the context of current study. Meanwhile, the supervisor's support in the work indicates that they agreed towards their current working style. Besides that, the normality assumption was tested and the result shows that the data was approximately normally distributed based on the screener's value for each of the variables of interest, whereby the result is supervisor support is equal to negative 0.603, personal factors is equal to 0.323, and organizational policies is equal to 0.245, which was between the accepted range. Next, the figure shows that the coefficient of determination value of the model is 0.20, which indicated that 20% of the total variation of the presenteeism of government employees were explained by the supervisor support, while the other 80% was explained by other factors. Furthermore, the result of the regression analysis found that there existed a significant effect of supervisor support on presenteeism of government employees in Putrajaya, with the result beta is equal to 0.45 and P is equal to less than 0.001. Therefore, the supervisor support becomes a significant predictor towards presenteeism of the government employees. Furthermore, the standardized estimated value of supervisor support of this study is 0.45, which indicates that the presenteeism of government employees was expected to increase by 0.45 points when the supervisor support scale increased by 1 point. The positive value shows that presenteeism, which is measured by the dimension of personal factors and organizational policies, both were positively affected by supervisor support. Previous findings also supported the current findings, which reveal that supervisor support ensures better job performance through presenteeism among staff in an organization. Great support received from the supervisor ensures fewer personal problems, and well-organized organizational policies brought more happiness to staff in the workplace and with at least 95% confidence level. What you should take away from this presentation is this study focused on the effects of supervisor support on presenteeism among government employees in Putrajaya. It is of utmost importance for the administrators of the organization to create a supportive working environment for their employees, as unattended issues of presenteeism could create a domino effect to their services to the public. The study concluded that the role of employee in an organization is very crucial. Therefore, a better understanding on the elements of supervisor supports will assist the organization in tackling issues that contribute further to presenteeism, hence better and efficient services rendered to the public and improve productivity of the public sector. In conclusion, the researchers feel that future research could also be conducted to investigate other human resources issues that might have certain effects on presenteeism, such as the work from home initiatives proposed by the government due to the COVID-19 pandemic, as such issues might have some interesting and unexpected effects on presenteeism. Therefore, that brings me to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a good day.